road from her grandfather Richard.
Tell us about Allie.
She was a beautiful little girl, energetic, full of life, enjoyed everything that a 5-year-old enjoys doing, playing outside, jumping, running. She was very talkative, very smart, very bright.
May 18th, 6 p.m. Allie, her mom, and Allie's 2 little brothers have just returned home from grocery shopping.
She was kind of antsy, and I thought I would let her outside for a little while I put away the groceries. I could look out the kitchen window and see her. Plus, I left the door open, so I wasn't really too worried.
Moments later, the afternoon takes an unthinkable turn.
When I went out to get her, she was gone.
I need someone to come to my home. My little girl's gone. I think she's been kidnapped.
The first thing that came out of my mouth was that my daughter had been kidnapped.
What makes you think she's been kidnapped?
I've looked everywhere for her all over the complex. She's nowhere to be found.
I knew right away in my heart something had happened.
Moments after receiving Marivelle's 911 call, police arrive on the scene. The only eyewitnesses are Allie's brothers, Benjamin and Samuel. But Benjamin is only 2 years old, and Samuel is 3.
As much as he could speak, he mentioned that the man took her. But we don't know who the man was. And he didn't know either. He just must have seen somebody take her, walk off with her.
In a matter of minutes, investigators have organized a massive search party. But 72 hours later, there's still no sign of Allie.
Police officers, the firefighters, the volunteers, they covered about 400 square blocks, and it just wasn't bringing the information that we needed. It wasn't bringing Allie home.
That's when investigators decide to call in a unique breed of police officer, a bloodhound named Yogi.
Yogi was amazing. He really was. He has a tool that we as people don't have. His nose can pick up scent 500 times better than a human.
Once on the scene, Yogi is provided with what's called a scent object. In Allie's case, it's a t-shirt she has recently worn.
Yogi followed that scent with nose down, tail up, and he was on hot pavement, he was on highways, there was traffic, there was exhausts, there was the hot Colorado sun beating down on him.
After tracking Allie's scent for nearly 15 miles, Yogi leads investigators to an isolated canyon road. There, police discover a small canvas bag lying next to a creek bed.
It was almost like getting punched in the gut. You knew that you didn't want to go and look, and you knew that it probably was, but you kept hoping that maybe it wasn't. And when it was confirmed that it was Allie, everybody's heart just sunk.
I was expecting to be able to hold her and touch her, but of course I would have been tampering with evidence. It's like I lost my sight. I couldn't see. I think I just was so scared.
Although several suspects are investigated, ultimately no one is charged with Allie Bareilles' murder. To this day, the investigation into Allie's death remains open. But the Bareilles family remains indebted to amazing work done by Yogi.
I was able to say my goodbyes to her. I know that he was the one that brought her back home. And I was very thankful that Yogi was available to do that.
So today I'd like to say that the children of the state of Colorado.
The Bareilles family is so grateful for the work done by Yogi that they decide to start the Allie Foundation, a non-profit organization dedicated to the training of search and rescue dogs like Yogi.
My father wanted to have a foundation in Allie's memory, and we came up with the name, Abducted, Lost, Innocent Enough.
Allie's grandfather, Richard, is so dedicated to the cause, he becomes the organization's lead trainer.
What if Yogi had been there within the hour? Maybe our granddaughter would have been found. My goal would be to be there within the hour and hopefully find that child alive. That would be my greatest accomplishment in my heart and soul. If I could do that for a child, then that would be a great tribute to Alie.
It doesn't take long for Richard Bareilles' dream to come true. In 1994, a young girl vanishes during a massive snowstorm. Police call in Richard's first trainee, a young bloodhound appropriately named Alie. In a matter of a couple hours, Alie tracks the girl to a snow-covered parking lot not far from her home.
I got a call from the officer who had the dog, and he says, "Richard, I have good news. The dog that you donated has saved a life. She was found just in time." So that was great news.
Your work paid off so beautifully, so quickly. Richard, you were able to save the life of this little girl.
In doing so, the Alie Foundation transformed Richard and Maribel's tragic loss into a lasting legacy.
I don't want people to forget Alie. I don't want them to see her just as another child that was murdered. No child should be forgotten.